Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back once again to Anno 800 New Horizons, kicking it off with Norai right away again. So we continue onwards with our Asian city. I'm very happy that you guys are showing so much interest in this game, and yeah, also don't forget to support these developers and check out the link in the description to learn more about the mod. Now what we can see right away, yes, we're already under siege. That is a ship over there, once again a gunboat. The thing is, it's attacking my blueprints, right? So yeah, nothing else that really happens here. We do have a warship though in this area. It's right now in the Admiral's Harbor because we just finished a quest, and I'm gonna bring back the rewards now. Now, way more important to me right now is to start connecting those two cities that we have. So it depends on, you know, how big the demands will be, but for now we already have the sushi now in Danjeng, so the sushi also gets over now, and we're gonna use our cargo ship that we got out of that. Look at the ships that I'm losing there right now. I will need to push a few more, also a few more clippers in Sleepy Hollow now, and let's just have this one over there. I will also need to push, let's actually push 2 clippers and then the ships of the line again. We need more of them, right? In that case, I've got 4 right now. I'm really afraid a bit of Miss Hunt because Alonso is weaker and weaker now, and she's gaining the upper hand. I'm also gonna send one of my warships, this one here, also now to Horai. Gonna need more ships over there. Let's head back though and continue. The cargo ship Akikatsu is gonna do the straight route for me, and we're gonna connect now those two cities here, and I think it's gonna be a pretty big relationship. And we're gonna take the sushi 2 times most likely and get it over. There you go. Very important though, before this kicks in, I want to have a minimum stock of, let's make 5, right? So there's always some sushi available in Danjeng for these people here. Speaking about those people, now I can also move my lumberjack huts a bit further here to the back because we have used now, we do have now enough lumber. So we're just gonna have them over here again. Very nice. And I would like to continue now pushing more sushi out, right? We're producing 2 theoretically, so that's my production that we have over here, and this is exactly where
set sail.
it probably should go. I might also just think about, yeah, getting them over there. By the way, there are ships for sale, like this one here, and these are custom-made ships. That's pretty cool. This only cost me 50,000 coin, and it will also have a flag of peace. So this ship is, once again, immune to attacks. But this is an item that's only equipped with ships with the special flag, so only with this one. Look at this. Beautiful.
On our way.
And that's one of my traders, most likely. So we're also going to send it back to Kangwang now. Over here. Alright, is there... Yeah, there's some sushi already coming in. I'm actually going to pause it for now. And we could work on the next demand that we have. That's the conical heads now. And for this, we do need now hemp. We also need bamboo. Now, what I can see is hemp needs fertility. Bamboo does not. That's pretty nice for me. So we have our tea production over there.
Left your city in ruin.
And I'm probably, I mean, I really have no idea how much space we're gonna need. That island is huge though. I'm gonna have another warehouse here, so we're gonna build up a smaller agricultural district over here. And around that we're gonna have then those hemp plantations. Now, let's start with, how many do we need? 1 ton right now only. This is producing 1 ton per minute. So this should, yeah, let's make it 4. I mean, maintenance once again is pretty expensive, right? I just hope that these people pay me enough taxes as well. There you go. Got the first 2. And with that, we are also having a linen mill. Now, we also need the next building material. That is the clay plaster. All right. We don't have clay on this island. This is kind of like a meme at this point. There's clay down here in Pyongyang. And that's it. Right? That's it. Holy cow. There's also no clay anywhere on this map. All right. So I will also need to settle here. Unfortunately. So that's where my
More than
warship
ready.
comes in. We're
A
gonna deliver the
competitor raised a
timber
settlement.
to my clipper right away. I'm gonna get this one down
Competitor
here.
raised a settlement.
Yeah, all the islands are getting settled right now. Miss Hunt also settled over here. Look at how simple her harbor looks right now. Enjoy it because it's not gonna last. Here we continue with a bunch more buildings. Yeah, probably around that. As we need workforce and people move to those cities because there are jobs available for them. And oh, what I also can say is, you know, T has not been unlocked because this is an island-wide unlock condition. So it needs to be fulfilled for every island, it seems. Yeah. Okay,
New orders?
here we got some peace and quiet again. Yeah, this is gonna be a constant battle here though. So there will always be a gunboat trying to take this one down. Also immediately pushing now another village. So that's village number 3 in Pyongyang that we have. And yeah, Alonso continues to lose islands. He's now at war with the Admiral as well.
Awaiting
And-
new horizons.
It's probably the last minutes of Alonso at this point. Now here we do have 2 clay deposits. One is over here and one is over here. It's also the monsoon season now. Farming shut down. So I think this means that... Oh yeah, okay. Those farms are not producing anything right now. I wonder if the tractor barn would change something. Missing good weather. 30 minutes! Seriously?
Ship
Okay, I wonder what you can do to counter this. That's just pretty severe. There's no work now happening at all. I can use the downtime and also the available workforce though to start excavating those ruins here. So conduct an excavation, and this takes 100 farmers, Nongmin, and takes 15 minutes. So let's begin the excavation. And yeah, I can probably just start a second one as well. There you go. And a third. Let's do this and just see what comes out of that. Now, I would also like to start working then on my distillery. With that, though, we need the sugarcane. So I have an idea. We do have sugarcane production in Manola. And holy cow,
Your city has grown more beautiful.
things are happening when I'm not here. And we do have the sugarcane production here. So we can produce a bit more sugarcane, of course. And that is something I would like to do right away. I can also push this one a bit if I like to, just to get a bit of a surplus out. It doesn't really matter that much when it comes to happiness. And we do have the clay deposits here, right? So we're producing that already here. There's another clay pit. I probably should also work on upgrading my...
What have you done?
I've done nothing. Should also probably upgrading my
Living a joyous life.
population. Ah, the Admiral and Miss Hunt are at war with each other now. And this also brings in some nice twist once again to world politics. But back to my idea. Now we do have a trade route that we can create between Manola and Horai. And we're probably gonna go to Kangwang. This is looking very good here. So the point of how you can enter. How's it looking in the New World? Ah, very good. You can also just leave here. That's great. And in Manola, we're gonna pick up now the sugar cane. Let's say 2 times.
Might take
right?
over your island.
Oh, and Mousemoor. This one. Like, yes, we do have the financial power for that.
Strike
And
has
we're also gonna pick up the clay. And we're gonna bring all of this over again with a ship that we have available. I would probably go with the Wild Pigeon because that is a ship that we have available. Of course, we're not gonna linger. I rather would like to continue with building me a few more blocks of houses. And then also these gorgeous marketplaces again. Let's actually have this one connected with the main roads again. What we also should do is building some harbor depots, so we can start with a, yeah, perhaps a proper harbor area. So I'm thinking about having a depot over here and a depot over here. This also pushes our tutorials, and we are also getting the seasons now, so the mod is introducing you to all the mechanics as well. Now, while we wait for the clay, I would like to go back to Sleepy Hollow, because of course we also want to push towards the magnets, so tier 7 population. And in this case here, we still need to have a bunch of demands fulfilled. And the first thing of action I would like to do here is electrify my industry zone now finally. We do have enough oil, so one power plant is not enough to deplete it. And that means we can now push the next one. And we can easily squeeze this one in right here into the center of this industry zone. Gonna have here another connection, so we can push it all the way back here. And this of course now means that all of this industry zone will produce twice as much. That also means they consume twice as much. So especially for my iron, I will need to find new ways of pushing my production. So over here we have our iron deposit, and let's go ahead and also get this one going. There are two in Mousemore. Workforce is fine, that is number 1. Number 2 is over here. And then we also have a coal deposit here that I would like to use as well. Right, between Mousemore and Sleepy Hollow. There is no dedicated trade route for this yet. I'm not expecting a high volume just yet, but probably still gonna have its own ship just for this, right? Especially since also now we have more points of docking, so it's faster for ships to dock, right? Because we have the harbor area over here now too. I will still need to push a bunch more clippers. Let's go with 3 more. And yeah, that's my next warship. We definitely... Probably gonna send this one to Harai as well with some weapons. Do we have weapons? We should have lots of weapons at this point. No, we don't. We're using them for my ships. Let's get 20 tons more. And also a full bunch of steel beams to Harai as well. Electricity is already flowing, so these furnaces are now working. That is bringing a lot of things now in this array. Also, to expand the range of the power plant, what I can do, I can upgrade those roads, right? So just dedicated ones, like this one here, so that we push its range really to the maximum, really to the last buildings over there.
I'll admit, your people.
And here it's actually looking fine, except the kitchens.
You do what you have to protect your own.
There you go. So also affect them here now, so they're producing twice as much. Yeah, we want to accommodate though, so in this case, more pepper, as expensive as it might be, and also more beef. Like, just gonna copy me this one. It's gonna be tricky. But over here we can have 2 more, and I might even be able to squeeze in another one here. Beef farms are really cheap though. So it doesn't matter if we have a slight overproduction of these.
Ship under attack.
Oh, that's my ship leaving, right? Yeah. Lucky that it survives. We also finished one of these excavations. Construct foundation.
These are interesting developments.
Okay. Can I move this one? No, I can't move it. Let's have a look what's up next. Okay, that's the first step towards reconstruction of the wonder, is to rebuild its foundation. After that, only our archaeologists and us will know the truth. And this one needs stone blocks that I don't have yet. And harvest is possible again. The dry season is upon us. There is another interesting mechanic with that. So in the monsoon, there is no production at all, right? But in the dry season, we get a bonus. We get a 50% boost in productivity. So in that case... Oh, by the way, we also unlocked our first wonder here, the Royal Hall. Holy cow, that's huge. That's something we should be doing then as well. And we're producing more. That still means, though, I should have a bunch more to accommodate for the dry season, because I don't want to run out of it, right? So I'm gonna have another massive rice farm here and here. They're dirt cheap anyway, and I do not want to run out of it. That's why we also want to have storages in the harbor area to have enough rice available, right, for the monsoon season then. So I'm also going to build me a smaller harbor area here. So we have a total storage of 275. Should be enough now. Now, how much sushi do we have? 35. That's okay. We can also unlock us now sushi in Kangwang. Let's continue in the meantime with some more upgrades again. We still have lots of workers, especially in the city center. These guys, I think it's the school. So in that case, the 300 farmers, we could push those guys here. And then somewhere here, like these guys, let's get rid of them and get us a school in between. Gonna move them again as well at some point. For now, I really just want to get the upgrades going for this district. We might at this point also consider an expansion into this zone. This will cost me additional wood, but we do have the space for that over here, right? So the wood cutters that we lose. So once again, for the third time, I think it is, yep, we can move them. And I'm gonna move them over here now. Let's just see if we can make this one tight. I think this might be a good way of doing things. One we're gonna lose, but that's okay. Just gonna have this one up here instead. Right, and we're also gonna have another one down here. And this one disappears again, because we already have the charcoal kiln. Now, about the charcoal kiln though, we could check if we have enough coal. Of course we don't, because we have now a powered industry. So this adds up to the problem here. But it should be fine. Could actually in fact have this charcoal kiln over there and just get me another. I mean, this is reducing efficiency quite a bit for this lumber camp, but that's okay, I'd say. All right, so let's move this, and with that we can have another nice new addition to my city over here. Let's move this a bit further away. And oh, you guys are lacking a road. Let's have a tiny smaller road here too, right? And have this one connected. I have no idea. Here we're probably gonna do something. We need to actually keep a bit of space available for all the little things. This is then the main road that goes to my harbor area. So we got a loop going around here, right? Then into my tourism area. And then we can have a bunch more houses here lined up. And of course, also this full row. I might just go like this. Most beautiful thing, if you have lots of timber, you can instantly build a new district like so. We probably will need a fire station. Let's use the space that I have down here for another fire station, as the city incidents so far have been extremely severe. And here I'm going to go ahead with a bunch more workers, and then I'm out of timber again. Look who's coming in. The Admiral, he's seeking refuge with two damaged ships of the ship of the lines, and in this case, welcome. We continue with a bit of city development. So sorry, I'm still waiting on the clay in Asia. So in this case, I'm gonna move a bunch of things around here for now, because I want to, of course, also push towards the magnets at some point. So I'm gonna build me a second church over here now to make these people a bit happier, because that's a worker district, and worker districts usually should have a church, right? Gonna have this one over there. This is all just temporary once again, because of course all of this here will be, hopefully at some point, full of magnets. We will also need to move those engineers that I'm gonna go to make room for another big building that we're gonna need that in here. Now with the stuff that we have,
between have and
oh really, the school is lacking for you. That's a surprise. We could upgrade this district here now. They will definitely get the, so there it is, perfect. With that, I would like to have another row upgraded here.
Withstood an attack.
But indeed, we do need more wood. That's my biggest surprise right now. Okay, the bricks from Manola are coming in. So Manola is really interesting for me right now because it provides clay and it provides the bricks for Sleepy Hollow and the clay for Asia, right? Another thing is I would like to also advance my docklands now. It took us quite some time already, but in that case another export office because we now have a decent chunk of sewing machine surplus as of the upgrade of the industry zone, right? And I would like to start export some more sewing machines. So I can also see we can then also import, for example, the Asian products like the tea herbs and the bamboo. I'm gonna start with importing potatoes at this point. That's 50 tons that we need. So we have a surplus of 5 tons per minute. That leads to 100 tons of surplus per cycle. And in that case, because, you know, the docklands are only coming in every 20 minutes, save a couple of minutes for the trading itself. But since volume is rather low, it's not problematic. Potatoes or schnapps? Wait a second, because I think we can import schnapps directly. Yes, let's go ahead with the schnapps directly. I would like to do this. Instead, we consume 16 tons. That's a 320 tons. So that's a bit harder actually to achieve already. 320 tons. It's pretty close. Let's make it 400 tons of schnapps that we import. We're full on schnapps, and that means that I can get rid of this whole production here. That's amazing. I love it when the docklands kick in, and this is potentially a new district that we can now expand our city to. And poof, once again, another zone ready for action. Unfortunately, we, as always, lack the right amount of timber. And there it is, the wild pigeon. Docking at the port of Kangwang, our capital at this point. Bringing the juices of the New World, sugarcane and clay. Now we need to start with some new productions. So over here we have the oil. That's going to be interesting how we get the oil with train. We'll just see. And a bit further over here we have a bit more denser forest. So let's get me a warehouse going. And then we start with the bamboo forestry. This one's producing bamboo every 30 seconds. So 2 times per minute. The clay plaster has only 1 ton per minute capacity. Let's start with having 2 of these, right? Because definitely want to have a surplus of that. And a quick one, as it's a building material. Beautiful houses, really. Has its own little wall around it. And from here on, we do have the clay, and then we just need the clay plaster factory. It's this one. And for this, we need to really start a proper industry zone now in Kangwang. In my opinion, it should be close to a port, a potential one. So down here, we do have the space for that. There are my log powders, but we can get rid of them quickly. There you go. And with that, I could start now. There's the main road going over here. And from here continues the main road then to the port, right? So this is going to be a triple road again. At some point fully developed, of course. But for now, we start with that. And then I can have my first warehouse somewhere here. Just by the potential port harbor then at some point. And start with our clay plasters. And I think we're going to go ahead with 4 of them right away. They're actually really cheap, and I want that production kicking in quickly. The other one that we can now start with that is then the conical heads over here. Because we got also the bamboo forestry now, and we have then the construction material of the clay plaster. We can also start with the flour import, what I can see right now. So we should start with getting this one from Sleepy Hollow to Horai over here. And that's going to be the flour. I can see that this whole thing is getting really complex at some point. We have the flour surplus. We have crustacea ready. I just would like to check again where in the old world it's leaving. Oh, look at that. All right. All right. Not... this is really crazy, honestly. Look at that. I cannot go up here because there's Alonso. I cannot go here because there's Miss Hunt. Miss Hunt. The Admiral, but Miss Hunt is on the way. This is one crazy trade route we have to do here. So I need to check quickly this island
Let's
here.
see
Where is
what
it
you're
looking
good
to?
for, shall we?
Because that's the most important thing. Okay, it's hidden, kind of like. So my ships should not enter the harbor area. Destruction quest, we get a very good item out of that.
Brave. Very brave.
Abuse of privilege. Okay, so it's a patrol once again. It's something that we can definitely think about. Let's get my ships down here. We do have some more ships. And by the way, I would like to build me another one.
On our way.
Okay, so the trade route
Ship
goes then
under
like
attack.
this. I think this would make the most sense. And there's not a lot of enemy ships. Certainly no harbor area. So I'm gonna make it like so. It's still gonna be one crazy trade route. And I hope that we get a white flag or something. Speaking about the white flag, you know what? It's only flour at the moment. Let's abandon Crustacea and take Yashiro, the ship that we got. Right? Because this one has a white flag. And it's only 2 slots that we're using here. Ideal. Very good.
Just say the word.
Ship under attack.
Let's get the flour back. Someone's gonna miss them. I continue with my next production. And that is the umesho distillery. So the sugarcane is coming in. We don't have the ume yet. And I don't have ume in Kangwang fertility. So I do need to produce it here too in my farmland over here. Right, so this is all gonna be one massive farmland at some point. Let's get us another warehouse in. And probably also safe to have, yeah, buy stations. I'm gonna have this one a bit further away though from the whole thing. And let's have the next fields ready for cracking. I don't think I'm gonna need this road. And we're producing 1 per minute. This is not a lot, so I'm gonna need a bunch of these fields lining up then here. Let's just see. 144 fields. Oh, beautiful color. Ah, these dense forests. Crazy, I can't see a thing. These are huge fields, by the way. And as always, we need to have a surplus production here. Because there is the dry season and the monsoon season. I'm gonna have another 2 then here also piling up. And with that, we have the next industries set up. Or the next farms, actually. And with that, we have this production now. By the way, I should put this one on my sushi trader. So I'm most likely going to use the ume then and process that in the capital. Alright. Over here, I would like to have my next production then set up right away. And that's the hemp production that we're gonna need. Once again, this only needs farmers to fully function. So this would be ideal for Danjeng. And Danjeng, though, however, does require more people as a result of this. So I'm gonna push more in these rows here. And here we can also go ahead with another road, keep this a bit symmetrical. And then I probably would like to have these rows there again. There are some ornaments that would fit this nicely, I think, so I'm gonna use them. And keep the same setup like this, right? And then we can have another temple on the other side. Temple. I mean, it's a marketplace. And a beautiful one. And once again, I'm gonna build more than what I need right now. Because of the seasonal mechanic, right? So they're producing now... Oh, actually they have a nice production. 40 seconds, a bit of an odd number. But here we go. Have posters on the sides. And little walls. So these are the next
Your
fields,
harbor
the next
is under
agricultural
attack.
area that we have. And, oh, harbor attack. I don't see this. By the way, Miss Hunt also has this boat with the white flag on it. So it's all fair and square. Once again, we will also need to set up the hemp delivery with our cargo ship. This leads me to 2 more productions we can finish now. Let's have another warehouse up here then. Gonna push this a bit further. And the first one are the distilleries. How much of that do we need right now? Umesho, 3 tons. So that's actually quite a lot. So 2 of them can already be finalized. Oh, they're very thin. I think we can squeeze in some 3 here already. And 2 of them I'm gonna finish. So that's the farmers. Product number 3, I think it is. And then we start with the hats, because also now the hemp will be coming in. And that is also something over here. By the way, there's a kaolin deposit. Let's stay a bit clear of that, because I don't know what stuff. I think we just need to build a mine right on top of it, so I don't need to reserve any space. And we're just gonna go ahead and start with the linen mill that leads into the hat maker. That's a very quick production here. So I think let's have another warehouse here. And then I could start with...
Ship under attack.
Okay, that's the hat maker. So I'm gonna have my mills, and then I'm gonna have my hat makers. Let's actually have them on the other side here. To keep this expandable. Because I don't know how many industrial buildings we're gonna need. It's only 1 ton that we need right now. So 1, 1, 1. And this production is also finished now. Lovely. So we are waiting for the resources. In the meantime, I can continue with expanding my city now. And we have another road here. And we have the road then here. And there's a temple potential one. So I'm gonna also have then a road here. We could make a road. Okay, this is a huge surprise. Alonso just destroyed one of my ships. Barely alive, so I'm gonna take him on. How can he still have resources, right? He's been at war with Miss Hunt forever now.
Attention for the
We're gonna
Admiral.
push my Fitzgoblin Darcy. I just love these names. And Fitzgoblin Darcy's taking care of this one.
I'm confident it's ready to go.
Come on, we can do this.
Set sail.
Gonna get right in the way. It's really fast, right? For being so damaged.
On our way.
And I would also like to have a look at the loot. Potentially massive. Yes, this is a good loot. Ironworks and foundries. This would be great for Sleepy Hollow. Or we can also sell it, but the money is negligible. Let's get into the harbor area. And speaking about that, we had a quest, right? I need to check this out quickly as well.
Ship under
That's the ship.
attack.
Those are my 3 ships. So I have no idea how we can get
Ship
this one,
under
honestly. It's a
attack.
frigate. It's really fast. And we have ships of the line, the slowest
Fire
versions.
is out of control.
So I'm just gonna push like a pair of them in either direction.
Ship
And hope that
under
we can
attack.
kind of like catch it.
Attention for the Admiral.
And let's finish this district since we have the timber. I'm wasting a lot of timber really. And there it is. Conical hats, the tea, and the sushi are in then. And the umeshi is also coming in at this point. We can also have now our very first temple. So this is a service building that we're gonna need for the happiness bonus. And let's have a look at this. I'm probably gonna have it like so towards this road here. Right, but I'm not entirely sure. Oh yeah, okay. Probably also will need a back entrance, and then we can have some decorations around that. Beautiful.
My basket is flowing over.
Can we actually walk into it? Unfortunately not. Would have been nice, but we can look inside. Let's add some decorations. We have the lots of different new flowers. Silver grass. Something like this. I might even want to have that here. On both sides. And then we're gonna have rhododendrons around that. Here and here, here. And on the other side. And then also these statues there again. Stone lamp or stone pillar. Let's go with the stone pillar this time. On both sides. Even though I can see that we have another lion statue there. So. But it's still fine. And in that case, a beautiful new addition to my city. This provides then a happiness boost. And on top of everything else, we are now satisfied. So I can go ahead and upgrade my people to level 2 all the way. Beautiful. And of course, I'm going to do this. It's costing me also some clay plaster. So let's start with the first ones here along the main road.
You reached a new milestone.
And with that, Age of Restoration is upon us, tier 2. Holy moly, beautiful. And this is now developing into a proper town. Look at that.
Little task.
Okay, this is pretty cool. There is another ship for sale with the white flag on it. Flag of peace. And yeah, we could use that ship also to purchase that. Look at how many wares there are in, like 850. But these are things that I have no use at the moment. Like a jade sculpture. So these are exclusive goods, perhaps for a quest or something like that. By the looks of it. Also, lots of new items that are coming with this mod. Like the Imperial Book Collection, food and drinks. I haven't seen this one yet. Affects all the Horaces food and drink productions by 40%, for example. What do we have here? Trade Union for the ceramic workshop. I don't even have the ceramic workshop yet. But in this case, it would provide jewelry on top of everything else. Animal husbandry. There is something for my people directly. So they have reduced roast duck consumption. Now with that ship, I could try to... Oh, look at this. Also there is in Omega Haven new symbols appearing. So it seems like we need to... Oh, okay. We need to deliver resources here. Like, for example, this one here accepts the following goods. Drugs. And if we... I don't know. Do we have drugs? It doesn't state that here, unfortunately, so no idea what that means. I know that there's still a third trader that are missing on the map right now, so we should use my white flagship to continue exploration, right? So we have lots of stuff still to explore because this map is gigantic, to say the least. Let's use it to make a waypoint all around the map, like this, to explore more of it. And we'll just see what happens, what we explore still. I think the Pirates of Perforance are also still missing. So we'll just see. More people would like to upgrade, so I'm gonna do this. Oh, even though it's really expensive on the brick side. So those 3. And let's make another one here, right? Oh, look at that. They're also adjusting. So this one went into transformed into a corner building now. And oh my gosh, there's so many details with these buildings. Fantastic job overall. You can just look at that. They even have a little courtyard there. Can we at least go into that one? Okay, so I can snuck my way around here. Okay, I can enter.
Ship under attack.
This I cannot enter, unfortunately. Hello, Santa Claus. He's everywhere. And yes, we can enter here. This is nice. Poor kid seems to be trapped. Off he goes again. And I think there's something else. There are those parts again, right? And we should, yes, we're able also once again to use them for transportation. Gorgeous. I really love the architecture here. And this goes into a deep forest. You don't want to go down there because you don't know what's lurking there. But this is a nice sight, honestly. This is beautiful. Right, we cannot just linger in beauty. I would also like to continue with my wonders. And for this we need cement and the stone blocks. Now, the stone blocks is something that I can theoretically go for now. But since this is probably the worst possible island I could have picked for my capital, there is no stone on it either, right? So there's nothing that I need really so far. But I still hope that the advanced materials are going to be useful for us in the future. So stone, once again, we need to get on another island, Danjeng, once again. And there we have it now, the quarry, right? This requires then a stone deposit. Yeah, Pyongye will also have 1. I would need, though, these bricks, so we need to produce way more of them. And by the way, the Gongren is not the last, right? Because there's still the industrial tab now coming up. And on the industrial tab, we have something like a foreign trading company. Okay, connects traders from all over the world. Sounds interesting. And what I can also see is that we are already at our limits again for production. So for example, my
Competitors have
tea
agreed
needs
a
to be
feasting.
raised again. And for that, we have our tea herb farm over there producing 150 tons, 150% right now. So tea herb is actually maximized. Let's build me another 2, I think. And I'm also gonna go ahead and build me another one of these blocks there. Let's make it 2 blocks again. And there's also a new building for that, and that's the crop warehouse. Increases the storage capacity of Horace's crops. So this is a special building that we have just for the crops because, you know, in the monsoon, in the dry season right now, we have a production bonus, and in monsoon, production halts. And we want to have a stockpile, of course. Right now, I'm still using my depots here to get me that stockpile going. And even the depots have their own custom assets. Very nice. We can also upgrade our harbor building to tier 2. There you go. We can upgrade it more, but we need more population for that. And with this, we also
Ship
push
under
more
attack.
storage now, in this case. Okay. Yeah, constant stuff going on here. What is that? Okay, seriously, what is that? That is a royal convoy. Sink this ship to obtain drugs. Oh, I see. Okay. So this is what we did need to deliver then to the warehouse. That is really interesting. But it's full of royal ships, right? That we would need to destroy for this. Okay, so we need more ships. And by the way, let's also have a look at Sleepy Hollow again because we've neglected it for a while. Having more investors over here. And then also having more people upgraded from artisans.
Your city has grown
And
more
also
beautiful.
over here. And farmers. Because we have way too many farmers anyway right now. So I should also push more. Getting really complex now. So with Asia and Sleepy Hollow alone, I'm already fully loaded with work. I'm also going to start a clay production now in Pyongyang because it's not enough clay coming over from the New World. And I'm already having a clipper fully working on that. So I'm going to push more because we also need the clay in the New World for the brick production, right? So I do need to have my dedicated production here too. This is producing only 2 tons as well. So it's not going to change that much. And do we have... I don't think we have an available ship. The one that I'm using for exploration, of course, that is something. He doesn't sell me more ships right now.
Just say
There's
the
my
word.
clipper, the scallop. So you're gonna do that job and connect now Pyongyang with the capital Gangwon. And we're gonna take here now the clay. And then, you know, something else. I have no idea yet. And we probably should also sort this one into groups now, because it's getting a bit complex with all the things happening, right? So we do have, for example, here now a new group that we can create, and that's then Horai, of course. Right, so that we kind of like sort this out. And I would like to also move these ones here that are connected with Horai at some point to get this over. That would be lovely. And this one makes it a bit easier. Yeah, getting quite populated now too. And my ship continues with its exploration
Reporting.
all the way here in the far north now. There's more Alonso. Since clippers do feel a bit outdated at some point, we
Ship
should
under
work
attack.
towards the next line, and for this we need the steam motors going. I'm really low on my balance though, so that might be something. Brass should be fine, honestly. Yes, we have twice as much as what we need. We also got the steel, so there's really nothing that, yeah, prevents us from building this now and start producing the steam motors right away, except of course my balance. But that's how it goes. Yeah, I was not able to do that with Ann Harlow because that ship was just way too fast for my ships. So no,
The ship was
nothing here
destroyed.
possible. Lost another clipper. That's also the reason why I want to push my cargo ships. We need to maximize though the reach, and for this I will need to move a
Ship
couple of
under
things
attack.
around again. So I'm gonna make a road here, and I'm gonna squeeze in my mold houses loosely
Ship under attack.
wherever they have electricity, because those two are already fine.
Ship
Stations.
under
Okay,
attack.
Alonso is taking this area here back. I can't
Ship
allow that.
under attack.
So he's harassing my ships. Let's go in. By the way, we have a lot of money. I could purchase a share here again. 200,000! Whoa,
Ship
this
under
exploded too quickly. The Admiral is unusable. Okay, we could purchase this
under
one.
attack.
It has a nice balance. The problem is Alonso is on a losing path, right? So we could lose the share value here. I'm still going ahead with that though, because it brings me in money that I need. And we're already at war with him anyway, so I don't care about reputation loss. Then we have this area, right? And then I'm moving this one over. I don't need them anyway. And this should be enough. There you go.
Destroyed.
Yeah. To build me my very first steam motor assembly line. In that case, this is producing then the steam motors that we need for our cargo ships. And we're gonna need a whole bunch of them, because there's gonna be lots of trading between the new region and Sleepy Hollow. So this is what we absolutely will need to focus here. Also gonna upgrade my warehouse to get this done. And how's my oil looking, by the way? We are losing. Of course, we're losing. We're using 2 power plants with only 1 refinery. It's bound to happen. Even if we have upgraded this, I can still use this last one, but I need to build my own, just 1 refinery just for this one, right? It seems like a waste. I mean, it is a waste. And honestly, we cannot even afford it anyway, right? We don't have the money for it now. That is though something that we can reserve for the future. And there is then the train coming out here. Connecting here, right? Just in case. But that's something we're gonna need. Now you're threatening me, now that I cannot afford it, really? And Harlow? That is just extremely weak on your side. Yeah, there's nothing I can do about that. I don't have any ships available anymore. The only thing I can do, because I really don't want to go to war with her, I'm selling that. That is just a huge loss. No, I'm not selling that share. I don't have any other shares, right? No. So we're gonna decline this one. She will declare war on us again. That means we're at war with the pirate again. And I'm just hoping that ceasefire is cheap. Yes, 12,000. Okay, so we have the ceasefire, but we lost the peace status and we lost all reputation with her. That was just extremely bad timing, honestly. Just in that moment where I purchased the share and built the motor assembly line, I was out of money, right? And now she declares war on us. Yeah, it happens, unfortunately. I will really need to look a bit more at Sleepy Hollow. Since we're playing on the hardest settings, I forget that sometimes. Things are a bit in disarray, right? Lots of explosions, riots and stuff like that. But I also want to focus on the new content. So yeah, we've done quite a bit. I'm waiting for cement now to come in, right? That is the next trade route. Then the stone, and then we can finish a wonder foundation. That is adding us a bit. And of course, yeah, then we could also look at some of the new production chains that we have here for my population. Monsoon season. It's raining now all day, every day. And we continue in the next episode of Anno 1800 New Horizons. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. Stay tuned.